If you ever felt that food runs your life, like you wake up and you have the best intention to eat good, but by the end of the day, you feel exhausted, tired, and can stop binging. And then you're asking yourself, why can I just stick to this plan? Or maybe you've been stuck in this all or nothing cycle, like me for 12 years. You are good for a few days and then you completely fall off track. And I want you to know that you're not broken. And it doesn't need to be like this. You're not lazy. The only problem is that you're just following the wrong strategy. See, most people I coach, and especially those in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, you don't have a food problem. You have a misinformation problem. Let me explain. You've been taught, like myself, to fear food, to shrink your meals, cut your carbs, avoid snacks, push harder in the gym, and try to rely on discipline. But the problem is that after years of doing that, your body simply burns out and your metabolism is slow. Losing weight becomes so much harder. You end up storing a lot of fat in your midsections. It almost feels like this belly that you have just came out of nowhere overnight. And you have a horrible relationship with food because you live in constant restrictions. So today, I want to walk you through 5 mindset and behavior shifts that have changed not only how I eat, but how hundreds of my clients have finally found peace with food. So let's dive in. Let's start with the hard truth. You're not eating too much. You are under eating. And let me say this straight. Most women I've ever worked with are never overeating. And I've coached over 500 women and helped them to heal their relationship with food and get in the best shape of their life. The truth is that all of them were always under eating without even realizing it. And what happens is that their bodies then fights back at night. If your meals are super tiny, like you start your day with coffee, you skip your breakfast, your first meal is at 2 p.m. and it's a little salad with a little bit of chicken. Then you have a minimum protein in your diet. For snack, you grab a few crackers and a little bit of cheese. And then at night, you're just eating leftovers from your kid's plate. No wonder that at the end of the day, you go to your pantry and you can't stop eating. But in total, you're still not eating enough to fuel your body and bodily functions so your hormones can be happy, and losing that stubborn belly fat that you've been struggling to lose for the last couple years is so hard to lose. And then also you complain that you're always tired, you're cranky, you're hungry, you're hangry, and you feel like you have zero control around food. That's not lack of willpower. That's just your biology. Your body is literally trying to protect you. It's responding exactly how it should when it's not getting what it needs. This is especially true if you are working out, doing your HIIT classes, raising kids, walking 10,000 steps a day, or just trying to get through a full day as a woman in 2025. So now what's the fix? It's definitely not eating less. But what you need to do instead is eating smarter, more, and more consistently. I know this scares you because you've been taught that carbs are bad for you. You should be cutting calories if you want to lose weight. But all this is exactly the reason why you're stuck. So listen to me and stick with me. Now, here's how to start. You know that I'm so passionate about eating balanced meals, allowing ourselves to eat the foods we love in moderation. So I want you to always think about building your meals around fiber, protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates. I want you to eat every 4 to 5 hours. And for the love of carbs, stop cutting them. They're so important for your body because they help you to regulate your stress hormones and also helps with your recovery. They're important for your brain functions, so you finally can get rid of this brain fog. You feel stronger at the gym, you build muscle, your digestion improves, your hormones are happy. Like, how many more reasons do I need to tell you to start eating carbs? And the thing is that if you fuel your body properly, all of a sudden you feel so in control and you feel like food doesn't control you. Look at my photo here. This is me when I was struggling with eating disorder, had horrible relationship with food, had such a hard time to put on muscle. I was working out 6 times a week, yet you couldn't even tell from this photo because I wasn't eating properly and I was avoiding avoiding carbs, and then I was binging at night. And I'm telling you, you don't need more willpower, you just need more structure. And here is the truth that most people don't want to admit. If you're winging it with food and you're fearing to eat, it will always catch up with you. And this is a one sentence that I hear all the time. I'm so good during the week, but I lose it on the weekend. I eat clean all day, but then I binge at night. And I'm going to say that again. This is not a discipline issue. It's a structure issue. And it's what you do during the day that catch up with you at the end of the day. Now, let me walk you through how the structure looks like. It looks like having 2 to 3 go-to meals that you can actually throw together fast, because I know you're busy. I know you don't have time. I know that you're running around, dropping off kids at school, picking them up, working full-time, trying to do your steps, doing those HIIT classes. So I have 2 to 3 go-to meals that are ready to go. That could look like cooked turkey, bunch of it in a container in your fridge, which I have. You can make it wrap from it. You can make bowls. You can just pair it with some sweet potatoes and broccoli and avocado. There's so many variations, so it doesn't really need to be overcomplicated. All you need to do is to have 2 sources of carbs ready in the fridge, whether it's cooked rice and potatoes, 2 sources of protein, fish, turkey, or tofu, or beef, and then 2 sources of healthy fats, which could be avocado and almond butter or olive oil, and then veggies. Always have veggies. I have a big container in the fridge, always ready to go. And if you want to make your life easier, you can also get the frozen veggies from Costco and have them in the freezer. Next thing you want to focus on is eating in regular intervals so you don't crash and burn out at the end of the day. And another thing is prepping enough so your future self is set up for success. Because if you run out of food, what are you gonna do? Maybe stop at drive-thru, maybe skip all of your meals altogether. There are these 2 options, and you know that you either go with the one or the other one. I'll also make sure that you learn to plan your meals around your life. Because if you won't, then you're gonna just react to cravings. You're gonna dive into the pantry, you're gonna eat 2,000 calories in one sitting, and then you are going to beat yourself up because you didn't have your meals ready. Listen, I've done it many times. Structure builds consistency, and consistency builds trust. And trust is what creates freedom, the real freedom. Now let's talk about one important thing. You don't need to earn meals. You need to respect your body. It's the only body you have. And this one is big, and I know it hits deep because so many of us have been raised to believe that food is something we have to earn. We only deserve the cookie if we work out. We always feel like we need to make up for the weekend. You have barbecue, you're a bad girl because you fall off track, you had one drink, you had a little bit more food, and then you beat yourself up, and then you starve yourself on Monday. I know you're doing that. Like, in what life we live that we guilt ourselves for eating a slice of pizza? This is not healthy. Food is not a reward. It's not a cheat, it's just fuel. And when you switch from earning food to respecting your body with food, everything changes. And that's how I recovered from eating disorder 7 years ago. Now, let me explain what respecting your body means. Respecting your body means that you eat when you're hungry, even if it's a rest day, okay? You don't need to earn food just because you worked out. You need to eat even if you don't work out. I know, shocking. And you also fuel your body before workouts, not just after. So your F45 and HIIT classes on empty stomach, girlfriend, don't do this. Your body needs fuel. No wonder that you're struggling to lose the belly fat because you're jacking up your cortisol first thing in the morning, fasted cardio, fasted HIIT classes, nothing in your system, just coffee to push through, and then you don't even have time to eat after workout because you're too busy. And also stop punishing yourself for eating like a human being. Like having a cake at birthday party doesn't make you a bad person? No, it doesn't. Because here's the thing. More you restrict, more the food controls you. If you tell a little kid, do not touch it, you're gonna get burned, the kid wants to do what? Touch it. The same thing. Don't eat a cookie, you're gonna get fat. What do you wanna do? I want the cookie. Versus, hey, you can have the cookie. It's not going to ruin anything. You're going to enjoy it and you're just going to move on. Life is good, especially when you eat the foods that you love. The more you restrict, the more food takes over your thoughts. I remember myself when I was struggling with eating disorder, there was not a single morning I wouldn't wake up and I wouldn't plan how little I need to eat, how much I need to starve. So the next day when I step on the scale, I see the scale to go down. That was so exhausting. And the more you nourish your body, the more natural the food becomes. And let me tell you loud and clear that you don't need to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. And this is my personal experience because I lived in the perfection trap for years. If I couldn't do it perfectly, I didn't do it at all. One bad meal, it meant that I've ruined a whole day. And one off weekend meant that I have to start over on Monday. And that mindset is exactly what kept me stuck. But here's what I know now. Progress doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from showing up over and over again. One skip workout doesn't ruin your progress. One treat doesn't ruin your results. You don't ever need to start over. You just need to keep going because this journey has no end line. This is your lifestyle. Think of it like brushing your teeth. If you forgot one night, you wouldn't throw the toothbrush in the garbage and don't brush your teeth the whole week. And the same is with food. Consistency over perfection, always. You don't need another extreme plan because let's be real, you've probably done every plan under the sun. And those cookie cutter plans that you pay $50 for are exactly the reason why you're stuck because they're not customized and they make you restrict and starve. And you can only go for so long until you hit the wall and say, enough. I can't do this anymore. And then you're starting over with another cookie cutter plan. You restrict, you lose weight fast because that's what these plans do. You feel miserable, fall off, feel guilty, repeat, and spend another $50. Hoping that this time will be different. But here is the truth. Your body doesn't like extremes because your body needs energy. Your body needs fuel to make sure that your hormones are happy. It needs balance and consistency. And fueling your body with intention means that you eat before you're starving. You're prioritizing fiber, lean proteins, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates. And then you leave 20% room for I call it happy food, which is your cookies, your pizza, your brownies, your donuts, all these yummy foods. You're having snacks ready, so you're not tempted by whatever is easiest. And also you're not micromanaging every single bite. Your body is really smart, but it cannot function in survival mode forever. And if this makes sense to you, but you don't know where to start, don't worry, I got you. I put together a food freedom guide to help you to get out of this cycle. It helped me and so many other women. So make sure that you click the link below and download it. Also, make sure that you don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and I will see you next time.